I think that's enough of the preamble to the game. Let's get right into the action. We've got a team of 5 X crawlers here with us, and they are going to be entering Memphis Crawl 20. And so I'll get into that a little bit here in just a second about what that means or why that's significant. But first, maybe we can go around and kind of do some introductions and not just the characters, but maybe tell us a little bit about yourself too, and what should the prompt be? Maybe tell us about kind of your experience with role playing games. Maybe what's the primary game that you play, um, and maybe some of the other different systems that you might be interested in. I think for a lot of us, uh, this might be our first DCC game, or like among the first DCC games that we've played. So yeah, tell us a little bit about that. But I'll start. I'm Alex. I'll be the judge for the session. Um, I would say probably the game that I played the most would be Dungeons and Dragons, whether that's 5e or older editions. Although recently I've been playing a bit more, maybe the old school D&D. We've been doing like old school essentials on Saturday mornings, so that's been kind of a highlight for me. Um, yeah, I've been playing tabletop games, I guess, since I was a kid. So maybe I'll kick it on over to Casey next.
Hey, I'm Casey. I have been playing games for a very long time. I'm gonna say the one I've probably still got the most hours in would be Shadowrun. I did that for a very long time, but I'm not a big fan of the new additions. So 5e caught my attention. Shadowrun broke my heart many times over at this point. But other ones that I loved, love the White Wolf games, Mage, Vampire, Werewolf. They were amazing. Played a bunch of the D&D additions. The 5e I do find to be the smoothest at the moment. I do run in phases, and I really like the XCrawls kind of nod and wink towards having the audience there. So looking forward to seeing that come out. Just chipped in and got my PDF for the full DCC, so I can now read the whole rule set and know what we're doing. But yeah, also I do some of the DMing on the channel and have some community games going on. So we're wrapping up the Fae Queens Wood series of games in our community campaign. So I probably got about 2 more of those before we kick off to our new campaign setting sometime in the distant near future.
Awesome, thank you. Let's pick on maybe Percy next.
I am Percy. I think more like most of us, 5e is probably the game that I played the most. I'm gonna let somebody else go while I deal with a dog.
We always have like dogs or babies or something is always like going on in the background. If you ever watch these, we keep it real a bit. So why don't we go? Maybe let's go to Lyra next.
Hi, that's me. I just started playing role-playing games just a few months ago. Actually, joined onto the 20-side server about a year and a half ago, but was finally coaxed into trying something in April, I think. So I play D&D 5e. Casey up there has been my DM most of the time. Since then, though, I've liked to try to do a couple other things with the channel here, and really enjoyed. Everybody's really helpful and supportive, so it makes things pretty easy, even if you don't know what the heck you're doing. So
Awesome, thanks. And I'm trying to read Percy's facial expression to know whether.
Oh, I'm good now.
Okay.
It's outside. Like I said, been with the channel probably 3 years now, I guess. I'm also in Dark Tower with Casey. It's been a lot of fun. We're moving on to the next section.
Chosen Sons of Set.
And that's about it. Like everybody said, it's a great community. Feel free to join, sign up, come into the channel, chat with us. We're all real friendly.
Awesome, thank you. And we have dogs, so let's move next to.
It's outside.
It's outside. Let's move next to Ed.
All right, I'm Ed, Scenario Vulpes in the chat, and I've been playing D&D in various iterations for well over 30 years at this point. And I have shelves and shelves of other systems that I enjoy dabbling with. I am currently trying to work up a Cypher system campaign, which we'll see if that gets off the ground. But I'm looking forward to Gamehole Con this fall. I'm playing a lot of other systems. I've only got one D&D game out of I think 6 or 7 sessions that I'm playing, and so I'm really excited to try all of those. I like dabbling in other things. This will be my first foray into DCC.
Awesome. Yeah, I think there's a lot of that. Trying out new non D&D things at Gamehole Con, so that's awesome. It'll be fun to kind of share perspectives on all the different stuff once we're back and everything. And let's move next to Anthony.
Hey everyone, my name is Anthony. I got involved with 20 Side Server Store. I think it just said I have my 2-month sub anniversary. So yeah, I remember I started watching. Came across everybody on YouTube. I was watching the Out of the Abyss campaign because I was about to run it. So I was like, okay, I want to see how this works. And like, I just kind of loved. Like, I've never watched a YouTube video that can like keep me engaged for 4 hours. But until I found 20 Sides, so I started following them on Twitch. Got to get involved in some of the community campaign games, which are awesome. I started playing. My very first tabletop game was Pathfinders back when I was in high school. And then then right after that, kind of fell out of gaming for a while. But then I think 5 years ago, I kind of got back into everything. Since then, I've been playing mostly 5e. I do, though, play 3rd edition on Saturday sometimes, and that's interesting. I prefer 5e, but it's kind of cool to like see the differences between the two. This is my first time playing DCC, and excited, but also nervous.
Thanks, Anthony. And so as you could hear, Percy's got dogs, I've got airplanes, because the Experimental Aircraft Association is currently happening in Oshkosh, and so what you just heard is kind of my life for a week. The size of our city like quadruples during this week. It's not great.
I've driven through it during that.
Yeah, it's something else. So I will try my best to ride my mute button as we're going through here. But you know, it's getting late. It's like 8:14. Like they should be like wrapping it up soon, I would hope. Anyway, so yes, the 5 of you are participating in this year's Memphis Crawl 20. This is the significant event. It is a Division 3 event that happens every year. And the reason that it is sort of notable, or it's got a lot of eyeballs on it, is because it is the longest running XCrawl event that has had the same DJ for 20 years. And so what a DJ is, they are the sort of the MC, the person that is very hands-on behind the scenes to kind of develop the dungeon scenario that you're going through. They devise a lot of the traps, a lot of the challenges that you guys will inevitably face. And so this particular judge, Julie Klugman, DJ Cudgel, has a very storied reputation and is very highly thought of, and so her events draw in a lot of eyeballs, and so it's like a kind of a big opportunity for your team to not only get some fame, get some notoriety going behind you, but maybe score some new sponsorships and move up in the XCrawl games. So you have received an invitation to this year's event, and I believe you have chosen a team name. Is that correct?
That's right.
And is it what is it? Nufo Richie?
Nufo Riche.
Nufo Riche. Okay. It's clearly like a joke that I don't get, but like everyone else seems to get it. So like that's cool. So
we
you
have to explain it. It's not funny anymore.
well, probably the audience gets it. I'm a little dense on whatever that is, but that is neither here nor there.
Told you that one was a little highbrow. Got to pull that back down for the masses.
So you guys are you've received a sponsorship. You're being sponsored by Morrison Motorcycles, which doesn't come with like a lot of like maybe material benefits other than you guys all like have these like cool leather jackets that have the Morrison Motorcycles like logo on the back. So you're looking stylish as you're arriving at the arena, and as you're checking in, you're promptly like greeted by some of the staff of Memphis Crawl 20, and they take your things, and they help get you situated, and they escort you to the green room, right before where all the teams kind of congregate in the same place. There's like a craft services table, there's couches, and you're noticing as you come in here that they take the word green room very literally, in that like everything in the room is literally green, like up including, the walls, the carpeting, and even like the food seems like it's all been like dyed green and is a little off-putting maybe to some of you. I don't know, but there you have it. That is where you're kind of gathering up. There's you can see that there's these screens that are like hung on the wall. They call them AVSs. I believe it stands for like Arcane Visual Screen, something like that. But it basically serves as a TV where you can kind of see. There's one that like kind of shows like kind of the production of Memphis Crawl 20. So it's got a lot of like advertisements are happening. There's like a there's like a pre-show where there's some like entertainment, and like they've got bands that like play and things like that. DJ Cudgel isn't live on the screen at this point, but there's like highlights of like past XCrawls, like XCrawl 19 is playing, and they're just showing like previews of some of the teams, including your own, that are coming up. There's like another screen that shows just like the stadium. There's sort of like this stadium where there's really big AVSs in the middle of the field where people are coming to a live event, even though you're going to be in a dungeon kind of scenario. You're going to have cameras and such. They're going to follow you around, and like people like coming together and watching it perform live and seeing the other kind of side events that are happening. As you're in the green room, there is a person that has like a headset on. She's got a clipboard, and a lot of the teams are kind of checking in with her. She seems to be kind of like communicating the order of like, okay, your team is going to be first, you're second. And so that is sort of what's happening right now. And it's probably like 2 p.m. or so, and you know that the show is going to go live at 3. So I guess I'll kick it over to you. I'm sure you're maybe going to want to check in with her, ask her some questions before things get started, or maybe even just check in with each other about what your strategy might be going into tonight's event.
Wait, we were supposed to come up with a strategy?
No, right. RC had a strategy. I think we're going to stick with that one whereby I go in first and I look for traps and things, and then if there's any that I miss, right, RC goes in and then they hit him, and then we sort of go from there.
Yeah, you see, we got a trap detection number 1, trap detection number 2, and then clean up on aisle 2 for any that ain't found. Though, and at this point, RC's like got like a slab of bread, and he's just piling the green ham, and then he hits it with the green egg salad, and he's like hanging out the side of that, and he's got his leather jacket on, and just kind of getting slopped down. Though, as many of those as you can find up front, if you could find those up front, that'd be good.
Sandwiches.
No, the traps and the ambushes.
Right.
Yeah, no, the things that'll, stab and poke and burn and explode and drop me in pits. And
Yeah, we're going to
So
try to avoid that as best we can.
yeah, new jacket. And other than that, get to the end, impress DJ Cudgel, do a bit of grandstanding, you know.
And then
Well,
we'll blast whatever's left.
Oh yeah. I got
Right,
I got my
after the
swords.
traps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, beside the traps.
Right, we sort of glossed over that part. After the traps is when there's the things it needs killing.
Right. So, I got a sword. Swing that. But that's kind of my thing.
Yeah, well, keep it simple.
Yeah.
Do what you
Yeah.
do best. That's why do what you know best. That's what I used to tell my students all the time. I'm going to try to keep you guys on your feet as best as I can. And I think that I might be able to like fight them off while I'm trying to heal you. But yeah, let's try not to ruin these jackets because these are really cool.
Swag.
Right, they've got that logo on the back. It's pretty sharp.
I just so you know, I'm a lover, not a fighter. I don't do a lot of physical activity myself.
Right, you know what you signed up for, right, mate?
No, not really.
Oh, well, good. We'll figure it out on the way.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
great.
try to look adorable, pitiful, something with a full on the end of it. I'm sure it'll work out. Just make love to the cameras.
Oh,
And
it's
don't
so beautiful. I can do that.
and don't worry about it. When I drive my hearse around, I seen one or two of these adventurers in the back, and they die so bad it ain't painful. So it's kind of you ain't got to worry too much about the harm part. It'll be quick.
Don't
That's
know
a
is
glowing
talking about
endorsement.
hearses. No, go ahead.
I think that's a glowing endorsement.
Glowing endorsement.
Maybe that's who we should have got for our sponsor is a mortuary.
You want me to talk to my boss after this?
I mean, the more sponsors, the better.
Well, after we win, we'll have all of them lined up.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
Get
his
them on the
boss
line now.
first.
Get the call in early. Get them signed up. While we still got space left on our jackets, guys, I can fit, like
What
a
can
logo.
he give us? though?
Logo.
Well, cheap burial.
Let's try not to do that.
Right, we'll all need it eventually.
Well, that's what I'll try to keep. Yeah, I'm trying to keep us from the hearses and all that stuff. I mean, unless we get to like drive one, because that would be cool too. My students would think that was the coolest thing. Some of them are really into that dark stuff. So
You know where that might be.
Yeah, we can do one of those where we drive a motorcycle right into the back of a hearse. We got both sponsors, all right, on the tin.
Yeah.
let's do that. Can we get another sponsor? Can you call them now?
Well, perhaps
Yeah.
if you do well enough here tonight, you will catch the eye of one of these sponsors. And you could see, some of the other teams that are around in the green room have some of the coveted sponsors. Maybe even this funeral parlor that you're talking about is sponsored by another team. So if you can one up them, maybe you'll earn that. And so the production manager who's in here, as you guys are talking, time is going on. It's getting ready for the show to start. And she kind of like alerts you okay, you guys are going to be like third in line or whatever. The show's about to start, so just be like on your toes. And you can see like on the television screen, the one AVS is flipping to like kind of all the B-roll that happens like before the opening ceremonies, and you can hear an announcer that is talking. And they announce, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to introduce tonight's Dungeon Judge. He is the most lethal judge in all of Division 3, with more than 300 lifetime kills. Returning for her 20th year of Dungeon Mayhem here, please give a warm Memphis welcome to Julie Klugman, DJ Cudgel. And then her highlight reel is playing of like kind of like her hamming it up before the audience, and then you see like a dungeon room where there's like a scythe trap or something, and it like just goes and like impales an adventurer, and then she's like thumbs up right past the screen. There's like another one where a group of adventurers are like walking down a hallway, and a bunch of tentacle monsters come out and kind of grab hold of them and like rip their heads off, and then her face just like so it's just all very, very showy, a little gruesome, but that is what the people are wanting to see. And so as this is all happening, there's like out on the field, you see the cameras are kind of showing there's a big kind of like dance team that's doing like a pom-pom routine, and it's just a bunch of goblins in like little cheerleader outfits, and they're being announced as Cudgel's dance squad, and they're doing a performance. But then it gets real solemn as the announcer decides to introduce a singer to sing the national anthem of the North American Empire, and everybody gets up, hats off, hands over their heart as they sing this very patriotic song about, you know, unquestioning loyalty to the emperor and all this kind of thing. And the announcer, standing ovation once the singer is done. And then they proceed to introduce DJ Cudgel personally. And she comes out and she says, thank you all so much. What a crowd. Huge cheers for her. And she says, thank you all for joining me for the kickoff of the 20th running Memphis Crawl. We have a fantastic dungeon in store for you that I think is going to keep you on the edge of your seat. But before we begin, I have an announcement to make. It has been an amazing ride, but I am afraid it's time for me to pass the torch of Memphis Crawl to another DJ. This will be my last year judging dungeon events. After this season, I am going to retire. There's shocked gasps and calls of no, and there maybe even some cries. And she says, yes, I know, but it is time. I must pass the torch on to younger DJs than myself. Thank you. It's been a hell of a ride. I appreciate that. Thank you. It's time for me. I'm going to miss the action. I'm going to miss the amazing people and the monsters I've had the privilege of working with all of these years. But I'm looking forward to new opportunities and spending time with my family. But that's for tomorrow. Tonight, I'm ready for blood. How about you? Cheers, huge cheers. Let's introduce our first contestants for the night. Ladies and gentlemen, let us salute our first team. And she announces like the first team, and they go to a commercial break. And you're waiting patiently for your chance to hit up the dungeon. And everybody's got like a different dungeon scenario that they're going to be in. It seems that we've got another Mojo from Galaxian. Thank you so much, Galaxian. I'll put all of you at number 2 Mojo in the pool. And eventually it comes time to announce you. And she announces you, New Faux Riche. Is that what I'm supposed to be saying for your team? Riche, okay.
Faux Riche.
All right. So you guys get announced, and you see like these like kind of floating cameras like coming into your faces, kind of getting a profile shot of each of you. And she declares that the dungeon it is time to begin. From this moment forward, your lives are forfeit in the service of the Empire. We thank Emperor Ronald I, the Uniter, the great protector of our Empire, for creating this great contest that proves again the quality and courage of our people. We invoke mighty Apollo, the Lightbringer, and pray he grant our heroes strength and nobility of purpose. The dungeon is now open. You may begin. And there's the door in the green room. There's a little light over it that switches from red to green, and the door It's just like this solid metal door that is in front of you. It has a handle that seems to have like a little like lever or a button that you would click and then open or push.
Right. Well, let's do it.
Yeah. Watch out for them scythy things and the tentacly things.
Right. I'll push the button, and I'd like to make a danger sense check right out the gate.
All right.
So I am looking for concealed enemies. It's a DC. It's a hard DC. Is that?
Okay.
Do
So
you need more information from me?
we'll say that that's a DC 15.
So it's a DC 10 for creatures using simple concealment, 15 for camouflaged or other careful concealment, or 20 for invisible creatures.
All right. Yeah, DC 15 on this one.
Okay. I have a 17 on the die. Do I add anything to that kind of check? Is it just
do
the
you have
wall?
like a find traps skill? Let me open up that sheet. Specialist skills, find trap +3.
Yeah, there it is, +3, so 20 total.
20 total. So you're hearing kind of the roars coming from the AVS screen, but there's something else that your ears kind of hear. It almost sounds like whispering, maybe within the walls, like behind you, like behind where the door is maybe facing the south wall, and you hear there's like something like rattling around maybe in the northern wall.
Right, and watch the north as we go in. I'll have a peek about for some traps.
Right.
And I'll go ahead and move in.
Open the door.
Yeah.
So you open the door, and almost immediately, whoa, bam! That northern wall comes crashing in as this big spiked, like wrecking ball, just like crashes into the room, and riding it are these like three of those goblins that are like kind of dressed up in the cheerleader's outfit. They are like riding the wrecking ball right into the room, and they've got weapons drawn. They've got clubs, little batons that they are flashing and glowing that they are wielding about. And we're gonna roll our first initiative roll.
Now, does that count for I gain a mojo point for successfully spotting an ambush?
Yeah, let's give a mojo point for that.
Awesome.
And
Right. Well, I've done my part. Now you're all on your own.
Well, what do we roll for initiative? A D20? Oh,
D-
yeah, okay. So I-
D20, and you can add your agility modifier to that. And so, Miss Q, what did you have?
8.
An 8. Ringo,
17.
Balthazar,
15.
RC,
13.
and Riley.
So I rolled a natural 20 for 21.
All right. We'll give a mojo for the net 20.
And we get 3 mojo.
3 mojo. So you guys are up to 6.
I rolled a 6. So divide by 2.
All right. So Riley, you are up first. So you can just see these 3 goblins have just hopped off that wrecking ball, and they seem to be, ready to rumble.
All right. I am not ready to rumble. I would like to cast Hocus Pocus on myself and turn myself invisible.
All right. So with that, before you make this roll, you could attempt to spell burn. And what that means is you can burn away points off of your strength, agility, or stamina score to give yourself a 1-for-1 +1 bonus on that check.
All right. I will burn 2 stamina.
Okay.
Boy, little one, watch out. And he says in the wrong voice. And let's throw 3 mojo his way.
Okay. 3 mojo also on top of that.
So I roll a d20.
Yep, d20, and then you'll add your level plus your intelligence bonus.
Plus the 2 points for the spell burn.
Plus your spell burn, and then plus, sounds like 3 coming from mojo, so a lot of bonuses on this one.
So that would be 22 altogether.
All right, 22 altogether.
A caster makes one large object or ally within 60 feet invisible for 1 turn.
All right. So who is that going to, or how are you using that?
I am making myself invisible.
Doing it on yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So you are now invisible. And
I think that's my turn.
sounds good. Yep. Next up, Ringo.
I was already moving in, so what I'd like to do is there some way to do like a dodge action or a defensive action? Because I'm already in the room.
Yeah, we'll say like if so. What you see when you open the door is there's like a narrow hallway that reaches southward, and there's like an identical door at the end of that hallway, maybe like 20 feet.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess if you want to just kind of like hang tight there and like you take your action will be like taking cover, we'll say you get like a +2 bonus to your armor class.
Yeah, sounds great. That's what I am gonna do.
All right, next up we have Balthazar.
All right. Quick question. So I want to try to cast the Spellweaver Blast. Now it says I have 4 known spells. Is that like how many spell slots I have for the day?
No, so in DCC you don't have spell slots. You can cast a spell as many times as you can until you fail. As soon as you fail casting a particular spell, you lose it for the day.
Okay.
Unless you want to burn, you can burn some stats to get it back. But
okay, perfect. I'm gonna blast this at let me see, 30. I think it's I think it hits one. Yeah. Those. Yeah. So the blaster weaves magic into the air into a coherent blast directed at his foes. The blast of destructive energy automatically hits and allows no saving throws. The Spellweaver Blast gets special effects on higher rolls. So I cast that. I shoot it at whatever the closest enemy is to me. And I think the first one is the manifestation. So like when it comes out as like this red misty energy that kind of spreads out and then accumulates as it goes through the dungeon right before it into like a little ball right before it hits the goblin and explodes. And then I have to roll this as a D10 for corruption, I think. Right?
Only if you like misfire. So basically ignore all of like first we'll do the check roll.
Okay.
Which will be a D20, and you'll add your level plus your intelligence modifier to that.
Okay.
And before you do that, a question for you is: would you want a spell burn? And what spell burn is it's basically like this idea, like wizards or blasters in this case. You could like burn off a little bit of your physical essence to make that spell maybe just a little bit more potent. If you were playing like campaign play, like in theory, the points that you burn off could rejuvenate or recover over time, but in the case of a one shot, what you have is what you have. So basically, your strength score, your agility score, or your stamina score can be burned away, like point for point, to get a bonus onto your roll. So like if you said I wanted to burn 2 strength, you get an additional +2 on your roll.
Okay. I think I'm going to save it for this moment. So
Okay.
I rolled a D20 plus.
I'm going to give you a bit of my mojo for spotting these enemies because I want them to die before they get to me. So I'll give you a point of mojo.
Point of mojo.
So D20 plus my level plus what was the other thing?
Intelligence.
Intelligence, okay.
Plus 1 point of mojo.
19. So 21's the total.
21 total. So, blaster die result.
Let me find this. Oh, here we go. What do I roll on that? Is that you talking about this part right here?
Yep. So where it says
Yep.
the ranges, what's the 21 range?
Oh, okay, 21 range. 1d8 plus medium range plus choice, fire, cold, stun, or a 15-foot radius.
Yeah, so you get to choose, does it do fire, does it do cold, does it stun, or does it do a 15-foot radius?
We're going to do a 15-foot radius, try to get all of them at once.
Okay.
And then, do I roll the 1d8?
Yeah.
Okay. No, here we go. 2.
2?
Uh-huh.
All right,
It's
so you strike at them and it kind of blows up. It'll impact all of them. They all take a little bit of that damage and stumble about as your spell kind of blows up in their face. So nicely done. And then so they're all still up. Next up we have RC.
So RC can't help, but he's starting to sing Wrecking Ball. You can't even look at Wrecking Ball. So the Wrecking Ball, as it's coming in, is it like still swinging? Like, looks like it's going to carry forward?
Let's say yes. Let's say it's like going back and
Okay.
forth into the room and then back into the cavity where they were hiding out.
So RC's coming at it with the two-handed sword. He is going to swing for one of the goblins, but what he's looking for with his mighty deed is to try and interfere with the chain of the Wrecking Ball. Basically, get his sword through the chain and maybe into a timber or something on the far side, something structural, to kind of cut it off right there. Ooh, that's an attack with a deed. Which results in a crit. I rolled a 20. And I got a 3 on my deed as well. So I get both a crit and a deed for a total of hits an AC of 25.
All right. What's your crit die?
I get a D10 crit die on table 3, it says.
Right.
And I've rolled an 8 on my crit die.
Do you have a luck modifier?
I do not. I am not a lucky half-orc.
All right, so the blow strikes off a bit of skull, deafening the foe for 1d6 days, and inflicts an additional d6 damage. I think he's probably going to be more than deaf after this, but...
So that is 8 points of regular damage, and then just one more for 9 total points of damage.
Sounds good. So, what was the idea with skewering him on the chain?
So basically, what I want to do is basically go through him, go through one of the links in the chain, and so then try and like pin it to the wall, so it kind of like shortcuts the swing of the Wrecking Ball. So now instead of a long swing coming through, it's just gonna go and
I see.
I'm willing to kind of like slam it and give up the sword for a second to stop the swing.
Sure, absolutely. That happens, and he's kind of impaled there on the wall right along with it. And then there's just the two other goblins are kind of looking over, and they're like looking at you guys, and it's Miss Q. It's your turn. You can see they're kind of tentatively. They're not really charging in anymore.
I'd like to. I have a sling with me. I'd like to try to aim at one of them that I can see with it.
Sure.
So is that my action dice D20, and then the sling says it's a 1d4 plus 1.
Yeah, so just like in D&D, you'll first roll to see if you connect. So it'll be a D20 plus. Do you have a plus attack on your sheet?
No, not there. Action dice, it just says d20.
Okay. Do you see? Is there a spot where it says attack mod? Maybe right under
plus
saves.
1.
+1. So
Plus
you had a
1.
+1 on there.
Okay. So it's a 18. 18.
That's gonna hit. And then you can roll the damage die.
4.
4. So Sling Stone knocks it into the head of one of the goblins. He's out cold. And the goblins rolled really bad on their initiative. So we're down to like the last one, and he just like drops his cudgel, and he's like, you can see he's like, hold on, okay, good job, and he like digs around. He's got like a piece of parchment that he like is holding out to you all.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna walk up and snatch it out of their hand, and I'm like, you know what? Stick to cheerleading, and then
Right, now let's put him on the ball and roll it back out.
So
And RC's over there like working his sword out of the pillar, like. Grr!
We'll let him ride the wrecking ball right back out the wall.
the message reads, "Something is bugging the fool."
I wonder what this means. My pappy used to always say, you know, the wise man gets up early, but the fool sleeps in late. So I wonder if that has anything to do with this.
Is that one about the fool on the hill?
Oh yeah.
We'll look for a hill. Let's watch for a hill.
So as you're looking into that hallway, perhaps Ringo, you can see that door at the end of the hallway opens up. It flips from red to green, and it opens up. And on the inside, on the other side of the door, it looks like it's essentially like a steel, like an elevator, like a barred elevator kind of contraption that is opened up.
Right, well, I'll move on ahead there. Everybody in the lift?
What about the goblin?
Well, he's going to ride the wrecking ball back out, isn't he?
He's got it attached to his sword, so I don't think he can get out.
Oh no,
He
I
can come
got
with
that.
us. We could take him with us.
Are you referring to the guy that's alive? He's already like lighting up a smoke. He's like, "I'm off the clock there, bub. Good luck the rest of the games." And he like heads out one of the there are certain doors that are marked in the dungeon that are called no-go doors. Those are basically like kind of like service doors where like staff or production crew can go back and forth. But if you guys ever go through a no-go door, you disqualify yourselves from the games. So that goblin's just like, peace out, see ya.
Well, I suppose that sorts itself then.
Yep. Schlurk.
All right, so you gather up your stuff, trying to make sense of what that little piece of parchment could possibly mean, and you head into the elevator.
While we're in, sorry.
No, go ahead.
While we're in the elevator, I would say to everybody, "All right, guys, I'm about to prep up another spell, a real nasty one. So be careful not to accidentally bump me. All right, otherwise your skin will do something funky. All right, so just be careful. But I'm gonna prep it up, and
Oh wait,
and I'm gonna prep up the spell. Where'd it go?
Maybe wait
flesh.
till we're not in a small enclosed cage.
Okay, as soon as we get out of the
yeah, I mean,
right.
yeah,
as soon
much
as
more comfortable.
All right, so I'll wait. As soon as we get out of the elevator, though, I'll kind of give them the heads up. Like when we get out of the elevator, I'm gonna prep up this spell I got that I've been itching to try. I learned it from driving that hearse, being around all them dead people, and it's called The Flesh Shall Fester. So I'm gonna have, because it says I can like prepare it and it stays it's permanent until discharge. So, and it literally says like I could prepare it before combat, but be careful not to touch my party members.
All right, so you're gonna wait on that a little bit. Okay, sounds good. So you guys get into the elevator, and inside there is like there is an AVS that's in there inside the bard's cell that activates as soon as you enter. And DJ Cudgelup is on the screen, and she's smiling at you, and she says, well done, heroes. Listen up, though. That was just a little taste of what you are going to experience in my dungeon. Here's the real dirt. Here's your mission. You have to defeat all of the enemies that you encounter henceforth. You have to deal with any traps, any hazards that come your way, and to finish this dungeon, you must rescue the king, the queen, and the jester, who are all hidden and guarded somewhere within the depths of my dungeon. Oh yeah, and try to live along the way too. Keep each other safe, it's important too. So good luck. Thing zips off. And it's a short descent, and the elevator eventually opens up into a 30-foot by 40-foot room, and you guys are standing. The elevator stops at the top of this ramp that leads down, and so basically the entire room is at the base of this ramp, and what you can see is that there are two doors in the south wall. There's one that's painted with this woman that's kind of like a traditional dress, and she's got like a hand fan that she's kind of like hidden behind or covering her face with. And the other has a tiger on it who's kind of like profile, like or facing almost like it's like reaching out to pounce on whoever's standing in front of the door. So there's two doors there. You also see that there is a no-go door on the northern wall, kind of at the base of the ramp as you would come down. And then the interior of the room, there are these 6 giant ants, each of which has been equipped with an armored vest and one of those like Roman style helmets that has kind of like the plume on the top of it. And their gaze is fixed upon you as you enter, or as the elevator doors open, and they seem to be crawling towards the ramp, ready to like kind of crawl up. And so we will once again roll right into initiative.
Right, my danger sense is kicking off something here. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what.
I think it's the ants. Probably the
I
ants.
think it might be. I might be the ants.
Yeah, it might be the ants. Could also be the dame and the large cat.
Yeah. It might. I might, but mostly the ants right now.
All right. Let's see. Riley, what did you have?
Sorry, we can add our agility modifier?
Yeah.
14.
All right. RC.
16.
Balthazar.
13.
Ringo.
10.
And Miss Q.
10.
All right, this time enemies are on top of the initiative order. And so the ants are starting to come up the ramp. And I'm going to say there are like 2 rows of 3 that are coming up the ramp. So there's a row of 3 that's coming right up, and real quick, what is everybody's luck scores as we begin? Let me start with Miss Q. What is your luck score?
So it says 14 plus 1.
Okay, 14.
So 14. Okay.
Yeah, 14 is the score, and then the plus 1 is like the modifier.
Okay. 14.
Ringo?
16.
Balthazar?
14.
You guys have good luck scores. RC?
12.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Riley?
13.
13. Okay.
Could we use Mojo? Could we give him Mojo to like temporarily increase his luck right here? Or I don't know if that's a thing.
No, I'm just looking for a barometer of where people are at in terms of how lucky they are. So Riley is... I'm going to say Riley is probably... You probably got like 5 minutes left on your invisibility, because a turn is actually 10 minutes. So you're still invisible. But RC...
Oh, thank God.
2 of these giant ants are coming directly for you as you all step out of the cage.
What do you figure? In Centauri ants?
Does a 13 hit.
Ants.
Does a 13 hit? No.
16.
Yes.
16, and this thing, its pincers are going, and it grabs hold of your leg.
Ow.
And does 3 points of damage.
Ow.
And there is a third one there. Oh, let's make it random. Okay, Miss Q. One of these giant ants goes and is gonna try to grab hold of you with its pincer. Does a 16 hit?
That's my AC.
Okay.
It's my AC 17.
Oh, your AC 17. Then that
Yeah,
then
that's
it
right. Right. Okay,
then it
17.
would miss. So your armor protects you from that one. The other 3, you watch, and they start climbing up the vertical surface of the ramp and like the wall. Like it seems that they have appendages that allow them to walk right up the walls, and so they're going to come up and for the time being, I'm kind of thinking that some of you are like in the cage or in the elevator, and some of you maybe have just stepped out to look into the room. So for the time being, they're just going to cling there to the side of the ramp, but they're going to have a little bit of a AC bonus until anybody comes out onto the ramp to like be able to see them, essentially. So, and we've got Winston just redeemed players some mojo. So you guys are up to 4. Actually, Balthazar, I'm going to have one of them kind of reach in, and I think they've got enough room to get one of you. 20 to hit.
That definitely hits, but it also kind of activates the flesh shall fester spell. If it makes contact with me.
You haven't had time to cast it yet, right? Like, because you were going to wait.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
so it just hit.
Balthazar.
4
It's
points
okay.
of damage. And then
perfect.
it is RC's turn.
So
there you are.
RC, yep. RC will go for like a kind of a golf swing, trying to mighty deed one of these ants and just kind of knock him back down, just to keep the pile further down the ramp.
So you should take a mojo point.
You're getting a +1.
Right. I agree.
See how much good.
Let's see your swing.
See the swing. Eyes on the prize. We'll hit an armor class 19.
You got it.
That will do 9 points of damage, and it was a 3 on the deed die, so the deed is a success.
All right. You successfully knock this thing. What are you using as a weapon?
Two-handed sword.
Two-handed sword. Just baseball bat that sucker, and it kind of cleaves right through the armor that it is wearing, cleaves in half, and the two body parts are just tumbles down to the bottom of the ramp.
And then, being a half-orc, I will recklessly taunt one of the other ones to try and invite an attack. If it attacks me, I get to attack back. I'm like, yeah, come on, go for it. And just kind of like give him the broad side of the shoulder, like, come at me.
All right.
Will the ant attack?
Yes, it is an ant. It's not going to think too hard about that. 17 to hit.
17 does hit.
4 points of damage.
4 points of damage. Oh, again. I did add 1 point of mojo to the pot for a solo kill because nobody had damaged that one yet. And then I get to swing back at that one now with an extended threat range. And does a 13 hit.
Would you like to burn a point of luck?
I would like to burn a point of luck.
Then you hit.
Excellent. I have burned a point of luck, and I will do 12 points of damage to that one.
All right. It was a gambit that hurt a little bit, but it pays off as you cleave into a second ant who is added to the growing pile of insect body parts at the bottom of the ramp. So 2 dead. There are still 4 ants left.
And I give like a wide stance, plant the sword, take a deep breath, and like 1 more point of mojo for the solo kill. And that'll be it for me.
All right. Next up, we've got Riley. Oh, you know what? One thing before we go any further, just because that was sort of an epic play, I am wondering if RC would want to do any grandstanding. And so what grandstanding is it's basically you kind of being a little showy, trying to hype up the crowd a bit, and you can do 1 grandstanding check per encounter. Basically, a grandstanding check is a D20 plus your personality modifier plus your level. For this audience, you want to hit a 14 or higher. And in camp, really, it's kind of more for campaign play. It's like a way to generate fame. Fame doesn't really matter too much in our one-shot here. In a campaign, it would make more of a difference. But we will say that you guys can grandstand to get mojo points. So you can do that once per encounter. RC,
yeah,
you got a little.
So I think RC would take that opportunity to like look down at his jacket and kind of like show it off and be like, yeah, those pinchers were tough, but nothing like a motor. And pitch the motorcycle on the back, tarp jacket here, and roll 1d20 plus nothing. A 15.
Plus
15.
1 for level, right?
Plus 1 for level. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Plus 1 for level. 16.
16. So point of mojo in the pool.
Yeah.
One of the AVS screens on the wall kind of is showing like the crowd was just like losing their minds after that epic play. And then we will move over to Riley, who is invisible.
Camera's just panning around.
You guys got this, right? There's only a few left, right?
Who was that? Who said that?
I am gonna hold. Actually, I'm just not gonna do anything.
Brilliant strategy. Let's see how it plays out. So that's Riley's turn. Balthazar, it is your go.
All right, I'm gonna take my blaster out one more time. Well, and I actually use like the little finger gun as my blaster. That's how I cast the magic.
Sure.
And I'm just like, pew pew pew, and I make the sound pew pew. And again, the red, but it's like it sounds like lame, but then all of a sudden you see this red smoke come out of the tip of my finger and like fill the room and then force itself into a ball. And I'm going at the ants on the ceiling, so I'm aiming at the center ant.
Okay.
And I'm like So then I do the 20-sided, right? Because it's the auto hit, no saves. And we get a... And I add...
Throw 2 mojo on that one.
2
Right,
mojo.
motionate it.
Yeah, mojo.
Yes, so I add that plus my intelligence plus my level, right?
Yes.
Perfect. So I got 20... 21.
Nice.
Again.
I think it's the same one, right?
Yeah.
So how if you did you want to do the radius again? There's
Oh yeah. I want to try to do the radius again. So that's a D8. But what's it mean when it says plus medium range?
it just means that it doesn't really matter in this circumstance, but if they were further out, I think it's something like 60 feet out would be like medium range, but you're like within short range where you're at. So,
Okay.
I will say this can get the 3 that are like on vertical on the side of the ramp, so you can get up to 3 of them.
And I get a 7.
7 points. Okay. They look like it just blows like their helmet off, and like there's big holes like kind of ripped open in the little Centaurian like helm or armor vests that they're wearing, but they are all still, it seems like, just barely kind of clinging onto the wall and crawling up. They're still up, but they look real rough.
Can I do a little grandstanding?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna kind of look at the camera and just do one of the little, and then I'll say something like, I'll try to think, what's a good ant pun? I can't think of a good ant pun, so I'll just kind
of. You can make the roll. It'll give you time to think about it.
Okay. The 20 plus my personality plus my level plus my grandstanding, or?
Oh, do you have a stat that says grandstanding on there?
Yeah, I do. It says +2, so just use that instead of personality.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's already taking into account like your +1, then your level. I think it's already factored in. But yeah.
Okay. $15s.
15 will get you a point of mojo. So crowd reacts to that and is enjoying your your decimation of these giant ants in very quick order. That is going to bring us on over to Ringo.
Right. So there were 6 altogether. 2 came up. Was it 2 that came up the ramp or 3?
There were 3 that came up the ramp, but I think RC has dealt with 2 of those already. So
there's 1 still there.
There's 1 there, and then there's the 3 that on the side, on the vertical piece of the ramp that just got obliterated almost by Balthazar, but are still there.
Are there things like opportunity attacks if I try to move through?
No. I would say with there only being the 1 up there that you'd be able to move past.
Okay. So what I'd like to do is move around and try to get backstab on it. Can I do that? I have to backstab with a bow or sling. I can't use a weapon. Or a melee weapon.
Roll me a luck check real quick, and this will answer
Sure.
whether it's a yes or a no.
So for rolling a check, is it
for
like
this
one like roll under, or is it
for this one you'll want to roll under?
Okay.
Can we give him mojo on this?
Mojo? Not on this particular one.
Okay.
My luck is a 16. I rolled a 16, so I don't think
okay.
I got it.
Okay. Yep. Not quite on this one. But you can still make your attack and everything like that. Okay. And let's see. We got a comment here in the chat. I just wanted to. I'm coming into this late. This sounds like a session that I played at a con with Brendan LaSalle. If it is, I thoroughly enjoyed it for my first XCrawl session. I think so. I think I've played it like twice with him accidentally. So it was very familiar to me. I remember these ants for sure.
Right. Well, I'm going to take a shot with my short bow then on the one that's there.
All right.
Moving down the ramp, getting a little distance, and then taking the shot. But I only hit an 11.
An 11 will miss. But as you get down to the bottom of the ramp, something that you'll be able to see kind of just to the left of the ramp, kind of on the wall, like the wall where the elevator came out of, so you wouldn't have been able to see this until you stepped down here. But there's like this weird, like, kind of oval, kind of opening in the wall that's just completely black. Like it's got kind of like almost like an inky black portal that you can't see through.
Okay.
Awesome.
Can I make a danger sense check on it?
Yes, and this would be a 20.
Okay. I did not get a 20.
Okay.
And that is just a straight D20 roll, correct?
That's a good question.
Oh no, it was plus 5 traps.
Yeah.
We did, so that makes it a 21.
21. Okay.
So is anybody hiding in there?
You sense kind of like just like this really, really subtle kind of like tapping sound, but it sounds like hundreds of that, like a little kind of maybe very slight clicking sound.
I don't like that.
Definitely doesn't feel right.
I'll make this goes without saying, but don't go into the black.
Yeah.
It'll make sense later, trust me.
All right, Miss Q, it is your turn.
So is there an ant by one of the two injured people? There's one by RC.
Yeah,
Right?
there's one right at the top of the ramp where basically RC is standing there, and then there's 3 that are like on the vertical surface.
Okay, so I want to go up to him and try to do the lay on hands, but you're gonna have to walk me through it.
Sure.
Okay, and then there's a 2-fisted healing, which is a bonus melee attack while healing. So I want to try to attack while I'm healing.
Sounds good.
I'm expert at this.
So part of this, I guess it matters a little bit what alignments are. So I think the messenger is chaotic, right?
Chaos. Yeah.
And you were going to heal. Was it Balthazar?
RC.
Oh, RC. What is RC?
N, neutral.
Neutral. Okay. So what you'll do is you'll roll a d20.
Okay.
And you'll add your personality modifier plus your level.
Okay. So that was 16.
Okay. That should be a success. I believe it is 2 hit die worth of healing, but let's just double check that. You had a 16? Yeah, so 2 hit die of healing for RC.
And what are the hit die?
It's whatever the half orcs is. Is it D8? Let's see. Half orc. I'll have to look at the game of rules.
Yeah, I don't have that listed, but I'll write it down.
Half orc is D14. So 2 D14 worth of healing you get.
Yeesh.
All right, 2 D14. 11. 9.
Awesome.
Like RC like plumps up healthier than he's ever looked before.
Nicely done. And then you can make that bonus attack.
All right. And that'll
be
just as 1d14, but do I have to do a hit first?
Yeah, yeah, D14 okay. And then add your attack bonus, which I think you said was a +1.
Yeah.
Oh, that healing was good. You should probably take 3 points of mojo.
3 points of mojo, so an additional +3 on there.
Here's my 14. Okay, so 14 plus. I'm sorry. So what was it? Plus 3? So +1 +3. Okay. So I rolled a 14. So +1 +3. Is...
You rolled a 14. Okay, so then
I rolled a 14.
So that'll be a crit.
Okay, cool.
What is your on your sheet somewhere it should say crit table, or it says crit die /
Yeah.
table.
It says 1d12 and then 3.
3. Okay.
Table 3.
All right.
So I'm going to roll 1d12.
Yep.
I have to make sure I have the right. I have it right. 7.
Roll a 7, and then you get a +1 from your luck modifier, so it'll be an 8. So actually, you're getting the same one that RC had just a moment ago. It will deafen them for 1d6 days and inflict an additional d6 damage. So you can roll your normal damage die.
That's a d6.
Let's see. You're
You said additional d6 damage.
you're striking with the, is it the longsword?
I get yeah, because
Okay.
I'm melee.
So you'll
So
roll a
wait.
1d8
Sorry. Okay. +1.
+1, and then for the crit you get an extra d6.
I got an 8. I rolled an 8.
Oh,
so,
nice.
So then 9, I guess. I don't know. Whatever.
9, and then did you roll your d6?
No, I'm rolling it right now.
So big damage on this one.
2.
All right. So all in all, 11 points of damage.
Oh wow, that's a lot. I thought I was gonna get 2. Yeah. Okay, cool.
This ant, you move forward and you're multitasking. You're doing the heal, and you just kind of without looking, just skewer your sword right into the ant's right in the ant's face, and it goes tumbling down as you you notice that you killed an ant, and it goes rolling down the ramp. The camera's right in your face.
I wanna look at the camera and say, "Your teeth are not tools." And
All right. So then you can make that grandstanding check, a d20.
oh god. All right. 9.
9. Okay, so plus your level, plus your personality. So just doesn't quite connect, or maybe the mic isn't working on the camera or something. And so the crowd just, you're looking at one of the AVS screens. You can just see the crowd. It's like they missed it. They didn't even see the kill. There's some kind of technical malfunction or something.
Whatever. Are you feeling better?
Yeah.
All right, that'll bring us back to the top of the round. So we got 3 ants. We basically just got the 3 ants that are on the side of the vertical surface that are going to come crawling up and try to strike at you guys that are at the top there. Which I think is really just going to be Miss Q and RC, or they're going to be the 2 targets that they're going to go after. So let's say 2 of them are going after RC and 1 of them after Miss Q. So here's the 2 on RC. First one misses. Second one, 16 to hit.
Hits.
4 points of damage.
I'll just screw that back.
Come on.
And then 1 attack on Miss Q. 10 will miss.
Yeah, 17.
RC is up next.
So RC is just aiming for it again, just lines it up, big swing. He's trying to knock it out and down. He's going for distance, get the slide going. And that's going to be attack with deed. Badunk. Badunk. It would hit an armor class 14,
That'll
which
hit.
I will do not the mighty deed because I only got a 1 on the die, so it does 9 points of damage.
All right, you kill that one,
and then he'll do it again. He'll just be like, go ahead, meaty, and try and invite that second attack.
Ooh, I got a crit.
Oh, that's owie.
Okay, 1 second here. Pull up the map.
I have made a tactical error.
Rules D4. All right. This is going to do an extra D6 worth of damage. 10 points of damage.
Wolf. Still standing, but wolf. And I will try to make my attack there with the other hitty. Can't deed on this one, but I still get my die, and I rolled this thing, and I would hit a 16 armor class.
That one hits.
And do 5 points of damage.
He goes down. There's just one ant remaining.
Blood.
Riley.
Mute.
Sorry. Riley is going to say to the ant, "Thou arrogant, clapper-clawed, leprous witch," and it's going to break his invisibility. He's going to jinx them.
Okay.
So I will roll a d20. And that's plus my spell.
Plus your intelligence and your level.
Just intelligent, not spell check?
I would imagine it should be the same.
Nope. So I'll just do 13.
All right, let's take a look. You're the gnome. Okay, plus 3.
Yeah. So he has minus 10 movement rate, minus 1 on his next attack, and minus 1 on his next saving throw.
Sounds good.
And I don't know if I can do this or not, but I'd like to draw aggro on him. Is that something I can do? Like, I'm basically taunting him.
Like, do you have like an ability or something, or you're just saying like as an action you would like to do that?
I don't know. That's how I earn aggro, is getting things to attack me.
Draw aggro.
I'm not sure what that means though.
I don't know either. Give me 1 second. Draw aggro. Gnomes are masters of taunting opponents into making a mistake in combat. As a move action, they can make a draw aggro attempt at any sentient creature within 60 feet. The target creature must be able to see and hear the gnome's taunting. Okay, so it's a d20 plus your personality modifier plus your level. And then they would make a will save.
Which is at -1 because they're jinxed.
I got a 9.
A 9. Okay. So you successfully do that. So the targeted opponent may choose to... Let's see. Failure means that the target must spend their next action attacking the gnome in whatever fashion that they can. They can attack other targets, but in doing so, they take a 1 die penalty. So, all right. And then you get a mojo for that?
Yep. Oh,
Awesome.
No, he's got to attack me first before I get the mojo.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Sounds good. Nicely done. You want to do any grandstanding while you do that?
Yeah. Why don't you pick on somebody your own size, you little pipsqueak?
All right. Go ahead and make the d20 plus personality plus level. You want a 14 or higher.
I got a 11 plus personality is 2, and So 14.
14.
Level.
All right, awesome. Crowd reacts to that. You guys are getting a mojo from in the pool. That will bring us to Balthazar.
All right, I'll look over at the last ant and I'll be like, I'm back. And I'll take my finger gun out again and just, this time I'm going to do like a hip shot, with a little pizzazz. The red smoke fills the room and then it condenses back in, kind of like right in front of the ant, and then pow. And the D20 is a. Oh.
That wasn't a good sound.
It's the roll plus intelligence plus, what was the last one?
Plus level. Yep.
6 is. No. Oh, it's a failure, but spell is not lost. So.
Awesome. Okay. There's just like a sound that comes over the screen, but nothing too horrible. Ringo, it is your turn.
Right. Well, they've got this handle. I'm gonna go check out those doors.
All right. So there were the two doors there. There's the tiger door and then the
First,
lady
I'm
door.
gonna search them for traps.
All right. Which one would you like to search?
Oddly, I trust the tiger more than the lady, so I'm gonna check the lady for traps.
Okay. Sounds good. Make a find traps check.
That is a 14 plus 3 for 17.
So, what you can tell when you're standing over there, kind of checking out your feet, you're kind of tapping about, and it feels like hollow under your feet in terms of there seems to be some kind of like a chamber underneath. You're guessing that the floor that you're standing on somehow could rescind and drop you into a pit. You also, with that check, you said what, the 17?
Yep.
You're probably looking at the door and it doesn't look like it's a real door. Like these are real fake doors. Just this one. But
Right, I told you I didn't trust her.
all right, nicely done. So you'll be able to warn everybody about that potentially.
Now, I gain mojo when I find and disarm a trap. Do I need to disarm that before?
Well, let's just count it. We'll just count it. You could, but we'll just count the mojo here. I guess you could disarm it, but we'll say finding this particular one, and maybe it's just like this.
Just don't fall in it.
It's a fake door, so like, what's the point, right?
It's disarmed by not activating it.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So next up would be Miss Q.
Yeah, I think I have to try to help RC again. You need some more help over there. Looks like you're hurting again. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna try the lay on hands again. So I do my D20 plus 3.
Mojo, please. Like,
Mojo.
Right, so just take all 3 of them because we need RC up at his
So that's
max potential.
that's a D20 plus 6.
Awesome.
And I got a 7. So what's the 7? So 13.
Would you like to burn 1 point of luck?
Sure. Does that put me over to the next to like the?
So basically, what you had 14. So
Yeah.
your luck score will be 13. It doesn't change your modifier. Your modifier is still +1. So
yeah.
You want to burn 1 because then it'll be a success.
Okay. Yeah. So also, I'll take 1 off of luck.
Awesome. So then,
Okay.
what was it? Was D14, I think, right?
Yeah.
2D14.
2D14. That's a 6 and 11.
Probably feeling a lot better.
Back up to healthy. Arms back. Lefty.
You just spring right back. You're awesome.
And
He's
we're
like a weeble.
Oh, is there something to attack there? Still?
there is. You could
Okay,
you
I'll
could
do that. I'm sorry. So that's a D14. Oh wait. Do I have to do the D20 again and then the D14?
just a D14 for this bonus attack, basically.
Right. Okay. And that was a 10.
10. All right.
Yeah.
That one is going to miss. All right. So that's giant ant's turn. It was all sorts of hexed and wobbled, but it's going to crawl up and try to make a attack at Riley. It's at a -1. And it will miss. Thank you so much for the cheer. Appreciate that.
That
Ours-
earns us mojo, right, Riley?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
from the
yeah,
aggro.
yeah.
So 1 mojo in the pot. And then it's RC's turn.
So RC with the newly restored left arm takes hold of the two-handed sword once again, turns around and goes to like shish kebab the ant that's messing with Riley. We're just deed attacking. If it survives this, we're gonna try and knock it back down, like up and over. No deed effect, but 19 to hit,
That hits.
and then 6 points of damage.
And that's going to take out that ant. So nicely
Hey.
done. Out of combat. So basically,
Riley is going to look down at the ant and say, "That's what I thought."
Yeah, dead ant, dead ant, dead ant, dead ant, dead ant.
Fair enough for
Try
people.
to get the crowd going.
Am I able to heal outside of combat? How do like
you sure can. Yep.
Okay. So I need to help Balthazar, I think, right? You're injured.
Yeah, I'm down 4.
Oh, and Art, what about you, RC? Where are you now?
I'm good. I got my arm back.
You're good.
all, all back. All 7 fingers.
I mean, do you want me to help you out there, Balthazar? Or are you just gonna keep charging forwards?
I would love any healing that you can offer if you have it to spare. I got a real pain in my shoulder here. Then this is my shooting shoulder.
You know, sometimes luck is with me, so I can try it. So yeah, so I'll walk over and I'll try the lay on hands, and that's my 20 again plus
You can do it. 1 mojo.
3, which is if 15 as
15. Balthazar, what is your alignment?
Chaotic.
Okay.
Ah!
On this one, you'd get 3 hit die. You're the blaster. Blaster is D5 for your hit die. So 3D5.
All right.
Now this is like D&D. I can't go over my max HP, right?
Correct. Yep.
I rolled a 5 for my first one, so that was all you needed, right?
Yeah, I'm back up now. I'm good.
You could roll
Oh.
for the overkill, the overheal.
Yes.
I'm not
Just
gonna-
be glowing with radiance.
You want me to?
Could be fun.
1.
I don't know.
I'll get my bad rolls out of the way.
Yeah.
1. 5, 1, 1.
You know, it's pretty nice to have a healer that goes above and beyond every time.
I can tell I'm gonna have to stay close here, so we'll see how this all goes. So what is that black hole down there?
Right, there's the black holes up behind you on the wall there. You want to not go in there. There's like 400 or something little bitey things in there. So don't go in there.
Can we shove something in there to close it up?
It's like
I think it'll just get eaten.
big hole, big. You'd have to have a large something maybe to plug it up, but
Like a wrecking ball.
like a wrecking ball, yeah.
Right, we
It's
should have
a-
kept that wrecking ball.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, could have rolled it. Just rolled it through the ants.
But I also had a look at this door here. Well, the one with the lady is not a door, so don't try to go in it because it's going to open. So there's a different door. So it'll open. It's a trap door on the floor.
Well, she's
Oh.
covering her face. She's got something to hide, right?
Right, and so what she's hiding is a trap door in the floor.
Well, and kind of obvious because one of them's going to have a trap. It'd be that one because of the
Right, because the other
yeah.
one looks more dangerous, right? So that's
Right.
actually safe.
Yeah.
I might check it for traps first, though, just in case, because they might both be.
Well, I mean, he's dungeon crawl, so probably does have a tiger. Or,
Right. Well, I'll check it, but then you open it, right?
right, there's a plan.
Right, I'll
You-
check it.
Right. So that would stop me from opening the one with the trap. And
Well, I haven't found any traps there. I'm pretty sure there aren't any. That was a 6 total.
On checking for the tiger
Yep.
door.
Yep.
Doesn't seem to be trapped to you, although does appear to be locked.
Right. What you want to bet? What you want to bet? The keys up in that bitey hole in the wall.
Well,
I could try to pick it.
hang on. Let's check the ants first. And so we'll check under the little brushel things and the
Sure.
armor and
Yeah, you go and you you do an exhaustive search of their bodies. You don't find any keys on them, unfortunately.
Any wallets? They have any wallets?
Any ID?
One of them just hit their 21st birthday. No personal
had-
belongings or identities on these ants.
He had so much to live for.
if I hit the
could take a
door
crack.
really hard,
I might be able to just open it.
that
I
probably
mean, I'll give it a shot. And if that doesn't work, then we go with your plan.
You're trying to open the door?
I'm gonna try to pick the lock.
I'll pick the lock, okay.
Balthazar, have you done the don't touch you thing yet?
I think you might be muted.
Oh,
As soon as we get to the next area, though, I will be active. As soon as the door opens. Not when the door opened. I'm going in last. Activate.
okay.
But I have this supercharge. No, yep. Hold on. Suffer an ally, imagine heights of combat. Never mind. Sorry, I thought this would work to like give him, but never mind. Okay, I misread that. Forget everything I said about supercharge.
It's okay. And he gives you a
Right.
pat on the back while he can still, give you a pat on the back. And, like,
I've got
"Ooh."
supercharged my lock picks, right? Which doesn't mean anything, but I'm gonna do it. That is a 10 on the die plus 4 for a 14.
All right. You definitely worked on harder locks than this, but after 5 minutes or so of picking at it, door opens. And on the other side, you can see there's an AVS screen, and you can see DJ Cudgel is just like, I was really hoping you guys would kick down that one. But I'll have to work with my locksmiths to make the rest of these maybe just a little bit harder. But well done.
Well, if
Well
you
done.
need- if you need a recommendation, I know a good one.
And nicely done. You just see another hallway, kind of zigzags. It goes maybe like 20 feet, and then like takes a 90-degree turn to the left. Y'all are heading into this hallway and preparing to get to the next zone.
And I'm going to activate the flesh shall fester.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
And let everyone know that, hey, don't touch me. It'll be bad. No flesh, no skin to skin contact.
We just do a real quick hug first. Just a real quick hug. Just
Get it
to
out of
get
the
it
way.
out of the way.
All right.
What if she needs to heal you?
Well, as soon as I touch something else, it'll go away.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. You're pretty smart.
Oh well, thank you. I ain't
Keep
having anyone
killing
tell me
things.
that.
Right. That was nice. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna go scout ahead there.
I'll be behind you, not touching him.
I'm sorry, did I miss the result on that? You were casting one of your spells, right?
Yeah. I went ahead and activated it and told everybody that it was activated.
Oh, gotcha. It's just a active ability.
Yeah, the flesh shall fester spell, the one that's where people shouldn't touch me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Do you have on your spell list a chart?
Yeah. So, but it doesn't start with the chart thing until I actually touch something. So what it says is, the caster's touch causes living flesh to rot. The caster must spell burn at least 1 point when casting this spell. This spell is permanent until it is discharged, allowing the caster to invoke the flesh shall fester in advance of combat.
Gotcha. Okay, sounds good.
So I am burning 1 point of, I think, is it intelligence? Is that what was the 3?
It would be, so for a spell burn, it'll be strength, agility, or stamina.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna do strength because I have none anyway.
Sure, sounds good. All right, so group is heading down this hallway. Was there any other actions or preparatory things you wanted to do?
Just almost scout ahead.
Scout ahead. Okay, you just want to kind of like stealthily go ahead a bit.
Yeah, and I'll do a danger sense. And I did note on my sheet, a danger sense is a skill that I have. So when I make a danger sense check, it's going to be that skill, which is not near as good as find traps. So
okay.
I like the way we were doing it, but I think we were wrong.
Sounds good. So basically, you'll navigate down this corridor, and it ends in another one of those locked doors. And
so my danger sense check is wholly ineffectual. It was 1 point off of losing all of our mojo. Thankfully, we don't have any right now, but
sounds good. I would just say, naturally, you can hear sort of the sounds of like the crowd. Like it almost feels like maybe the crowd is like on the other side of that door. So.
Right, everybody get ready for a grand entrance, right? Because the crowd is going to be watching when we come through this door.
You want me to give it a boot?
Oh, that'd be good. All right.
All right, here.
I'm gonna step a little bit back from everybody, so that way if the crowd like comes up and we get touched, I don't like kill some crowd members.
Sounds good.
So RC's gonna try and open it with some drama. Like he's getting a running start, like jump and try and come down on it. He's gonna try and kick the handle as he comes down. So if it's like open, he'll try and pop the lock and then slam it open. But otherwise, he's just force on the handle.
All right. Give me a strength check.
Wow. I have a 7.
All right. You are on camera just like doing the boot thing, and like the lock or the door mechanism kind of, like falls off, like it's like a faulty mechanism. Then you fall face forward, and they replay that a few times with different goofy sound effects like over top of it. And then the door just like opens, like automatically like opens up, and the crowd is like roaring in laughter. And you can see that you were definitely like moving on to like a grassy field, and there are people in like kind of like a stadium tiered arena all around you.
And he just
Riley, giving me old razzle dazzle.
All right. I'll cast smoke and mirrors to make it look like he meant to do that. I guess. Possibly. I guess
Okay.
It depends on the roll.
I don't know if it does, but you can certainly cast the spell and see. It might look cool.
15 plus spell or plus level plus spell modifier. Where's so 16?
16. All right. And what is the result on that?
That's a good question. Where's the spell? I probably should have printed this off too. Would have made it easier.
You said it's smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
Caster makes one ally look like an enemy or vice versa. Neither subject can be more than twice as big as the other. The illusion cannot mimic voices or other sounds or powers, ability, or movement modes. The target covered by the illusion, friend or foe, as the caster chooses, must be within 60 feet. Interaction reveals the illusion. And it lasts caster level plus d6 rounds. Okay. So you can make.
So can I make him look like the lion?
Make him look like a lion? Okay, sure. So falls face forward, like all of that got captured, but then turns into like a lion. And then make a grandstanding check, I guess, along with it.
Oh, that's a natural 20.
Okay.
Cool.
So we'll give you 2 mojo for that. It was a pretty funny botch, but then you come in with the illusion and everyone's like, ooh, and they instantly forget about the fumble there.
And because I got a natural 20, I get another mojo as well. Earn 1d3 mojo on a natural 20.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. To 3 mojo.
That's right. I'm your guys' mascot.
I thought the lion was a mascot.
Well, I'm just here to make you guys look good.
Oh man, is he a lion now? Like a real lion? Like for real forever?
No.
Oh.
I'm not that powerful.
RC's like watching himself on the AVS, just like doing the Alex the Lion poses, like.
So there's a little bit of fanfare to your entrance into this next challenge. There's 5,000 people roaring in cheer. They begin to chant your name after a bit of illusory magic from Riley. And
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Can I capitalize on that and be like, that's right. Nufo Reese loves you. You get a free hearse ride, and you get a free hearse ride, and you get a free hearse ride.
Sure, you make a grandstanding check for this encounter.
Well, I don't think we've lined up the hearse as a sponsor yet.
15.
15. All
but
right.
I drive a hearse, so.
Crowd is all looking under their seats. Well, hoping to find like a voucher or something like that. You get another point of mojo. As this is all playing out, you can see a 3-sided AVS scoreboard that slowly rotates high above the arena floor. Shows your names and stats on one side. There's some advertisements. The motorcycle company is on there, so they're getting their money's worth out of you guys right now. And then
can I yell though something? Can I yell that like Morrison Motorcycles, like king of the urban jungle?
Sure. Make a grandstanding check.
All right.
That's good.
Is that a 20?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
D20.
Plus 3, is that right? Or no, just a straight D20. It was a 16.
16. Okay, you make it, so you get another mojo, so you're up to 5 mojo. And the most obvious thing that you see about the challenge in front of you is the facade of a giant gray castle along the south wall. It has walls that are about 15 feet tall. On the corners of the structure, there are towers where you can see kind of Roman-style guards with spears held at the ready. Embedded into the wall, there's like a portcullis that's dropped down. And on the field in front of you, like it's probably like it's quite a distance away. This castle, it's like 50 feet away. So it would take you like 2 rounds probably to get up to the wall itself. And you can hear the crowd noise in here is deafening. And somewhere in the distance, somewhere like on the other side of the walls of this castle, you can hear kind of almost like a hydraulic like lift or machinery sound that's very predictably kind of going over and over. There's some kind of mechanism or something toiling away on the other side of that wall. You can't see what it is just yet. Facing the tower on the field in between you and the castle are 2 5-foot-high corrugated steel barriers. There's a huge banner that hangs across the entire south wall over the castle that says Sapa K. Cola presents the assault on Castle Grayscale. And an air horn sounds and the room has begun. We can roll initiative right here. All right. RC has a 2. How about Riley?
5. You rolled a 1, RC?
That means
I
our
did.
mojo's gone.
Oh,
Oh no.
oh!
You just worked so hard on all that grandstanding and
Oh,
It's
I'm a
unfortunate.
bad person.
Come on, Lion, get with it.
maybe the audience
but-
can help you get back to where you were.
Or
I earn 1 point of mojo on a natural 1 that wipes the team's mojo.
Oh, okay. So you get
I don't think that's true.
some consolation
Does it
mojo.
really?
Yeah,
You do? Oh wow.
I do. Yeah, I'm your
That
mascot.
sounded like utter bullshit, but not real.
It's true.
Balthazar, what did you have?
I got a 9. I thought I was rolling bad, but
Oh, you're somewhere in the middle, it sounds like. Ringo?
18.
All right. And Miss Q.
11.
Okay.
As you look over at RC, you can see steam coming out his ears.
Well, he's overheated.
I'm having to think. I'm thinking, well, if the fool was bugged and we just left the room with all the bugs, we might have done a thing wrong there.
We start this encounter out with Ringo.
Right. I am going to run up to the barriers in the center and try to duck in next to one and see if I can hide.
Yeah. Give me a let's call it a sneak silently check on this one.
Okay. Oh, that's not great. That's a 10 total.
Okay. So they know you're there and they know more or less where you are. Like you're kind of, it's just, they could see you from the high ground that they have. But you will get a +2 to your AC from being behind the barrier.
Okay.
That will bring us to Miss Q.
I just muted myself. Sorry. So we got to go forwards to the castle. I don't know. I guess I can proceed forwards a little bit. I have a 20-foot speed.
Okay. We'll say on this round, like if you wanted, you could get up to that barrier as well, where Ringo is ducked behind.
Okay. Can I go to like there was 2 you said?
Yeah, they just kind of bisect the field.
Can I try to go to the other one to duck behind that one?
Sure.
Okay.
And then gonna kind of hold right there. So you can get a +2 to AC as well when you're behind that.
Okay. Can I Nah, that's that's all I want to do though.
Sounds good. The guards are up next. And these things, they don't look like actual like people. They kind of have gray, like even their flesh is gray and is just like in conformity with like the armor, the quote unquote armor that they were wearing. But they're essentially constructs that are wielding these spears. But in seeing that they've got no one real close to spear, they're going to pull out some slings and they're going to start trying to huck stones. And so you got, there's one in each tower, so 2 there. And then there's, we're going to say that there's one right in front of the portcullis. And the 2 in the towers are going to start hurling their stones. One is going to attempt to hit RC, and one is going to attempt to hit Riley. The one on RC misses. The one on Riley is a 17.
That'll probably hit. Mine actually doesn't have an AC number, so I don't know what my AC is.
Your AC... do you have any armor listed on your sheet?
Leather.
Leather?
Oh.
So it should be plus... Do you have an agility modifier?
+1.
Okay, so it should be a 12 would be your AC.
Okay.
So this will be a die 3 of damage, 2 points of damage to you. And then the one that is in the portcullis is going to start to move towards that barrier. And he's going to charge forward. He's on the opposite side. Let's see. Miss Q, he's going to go after you. So spear in hand, he charges the field and comes running. But he doesn't have enough movement to go around the barrier. So he gets up to the barrier, and then he's going to try to, like overhand, try to reach over and stab at you. You said your AC is 17?
Normally,
so,
yeah.
So he's going to have to hit a 19 if this is going to work. Which he will not do. And then, it's Balthazar's turn.
Did you say one of them was on the field?
Yeah, one of them is on the field, and if you have a speed of 30, you could get up to him.
All right, that's exactly my speed. So I'm gonna get up to him, and I'm gonna take my 2 finger guns. I'm gonna poke on his forehead so that it'll discharge my the flesh shall fester spell, and then I'm gonna take my other hand and actually shoot the blaster up at the guard on the tower. Which one should I do first? The flesh shall fester? Because I have to do an attack roll, otherwise it doesn't discharge and it still stays on my skin. So I roll what? This is a D20 plus my spell, my intelligence, right? Plus my level.
Yeah, I think was it a +3 for your spell check?
Spell check. Oh yeah, that's the spell check is. Oh, it says 1d20 plus 1d3 plus 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so then roll a 1d3 on top of it, and that's a variable modifier that you have on that.
Okay. So, let me go to this roll. D. Sorry, the website roller is taking forever to decide what number it's going to land on.
Totally.
You gotta hit a button. Hit the button to stop it.
Oh, okay. Sorry. All right. So 14. Does 14 hit?
Oh, okay. So you have to do a melee attack first.
For the yeah.
14, unfortunately, isn't going to quite get there.
That's okay.
Unless you wanted to burn 2 points of luck, then maybe it would.
I do want to do that, so that'll drop me down to 12.
Okay, that'll hit.
Perfect. So then I roll then I do the d20 plus the intel. Okay, so I got a nat 20.
Okay.
You're gonna melt.
So I'll give you a
So-
mojo on that. There really isn't a crit on the spell. It's just your spell check will be that much higher. But
So 22. Oh, sorry, 20. 21. It's the d20 plus my intelligence plus my level. Was there something else that's missing? Yeah, that's it, right? Okay, so that puts me at 21. And the caster's touch causes 1d8 damage plus 1d8 points of strength damage. In addition, the victim must make a second wave will versus spell check or cower in fear for 1 round.
Nice.
So let's do the 1d8. That's 6 for the regular damage. And then 1d4. Then he takes 4 points of strength damage. And then it has to make a will save versus my spell check.
well, you reach out and you connect with the stony structure of this thing, and it just breaks apart and falls, little crevices and cracks in the stonework.
Nice. So then now I'll move over to roll for my blaster. And it will be a 18. And the 18 does 1d7, and then my choice of fire, cold, or stun. Oh.
Is there something that's giving you the extra action?
Well, so because the spell was prepared, it just happened on my touch. But I cast the spell prior to entering battle, so it's not. I used that, so it's not using an action. Right? Because that's what it says. And it says the spell is permanent until discharged, allowing the caster to evoke the flesh shall fester in advance of combat. So that's how I kind of read into that, but maybe I could be wrong.
I guess I would interpret it as then you have to make that touch, kind of like in 5e when like a paladin fires up like a smite or something, like you're powering up for that touch attack that you're making.
Okay, no worries.
All right, so that was Balthazar. Well done. There's just the 2 then up on the towers currently. That's going to bring us to Riley.
Okay, I will. Actually, I'm just gonna fire my crossbow at the one on the tower that's shooting at me.
Sounds good.
So that would be a 17 to hit.
That will hit.
Uh, 4 points of damage.
All right.
And can I move to cover as well?
Yes. Yep. You can get
Okay.
up there as well.
Yeah, that's what I will do.
All right. Next up is RC.
RC's just going pell-mell, full speed up towards the portcullis. So he'll run. That gets him to about 60, which should basically end up with him plastered up against the portcullis. But nothing really to do there is my imagination. He's thinking lift it, break it, climb something, but just running like a madman, swinging the two-handed sword till he gets up there and then stop.
So once you get up there and you can see through the bars of the portcullis, 2 things become apparent to you. One is that on the other side of the wall in the courtyard, there is like a pole with an arm that reaches out, and attached to that is a cage. And there is a woman that's dressed up, crown, nice tiara, nice dress, very queenly looking, and she's like a really poor actress, basically, that's like, oh, Help, woe is me. Whatever will I do? I am the queen. Please rescue me. And then behind her is this other contraption. That hydraulic sound that you heard becomes... you make the connection to where that is coming from. This mechanical arm with sort of this like pointed tip like a spear is moving about. And it moves down and like connects to the ground and then starts to like draw like a pen as it starts to create, maybe even print out a 3D version of one of those guards. And as it pretty much right at the end of your turn has completed work on another one of those spearmen who starts to animate and move forward.
Arceel just kind of like look back at the rest of yeah, Queen.
And that will bring us back to the top of the round, and it is Ringo's turn.
All right. So from where I am, I'm going to lean out from the cover, and I'm going to take one of my smoke bombs, and I want to throw it at the tower where the guy with one of the guys with the slings is, to try to blind him.
Okay, sounds good.
I don't have any clue how to do that.
Let's see, what is it? It's called Smoke Bomb.
Yeah.
We'll see if it's in the document that I have. Otherwise, we'll make something up. You know, just give me a ranged attack.
So just agility.
Yeah, or whatever your attack bonus is, you can add that.
My attack is 0, so just agility.
Okay, just agility. Okay.
But that's a total of, it's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. So it lands. You get it up there. And we will say that there's a cloud of smoke that is around him, and he's essentially blinded, which means that until he gets out of that, his attacks would automatically fail.
Great.
So,
and then I'm going to take my move to run to the base of that tower.
Sounds good. That will bring us up to Miss Q.
Who's up after me in the turn order?
The guards are immediately after you, and then Balthazar.
Balthazar. All right. Can I want to cast Bless on Balthazar.
Okay.
So yeah. So does that do I do the D20 and then I do a D30? Is that right?
Let's see, D20, and then you add your holy check. Was that
Okay.
plus 3 maybe?
Wait.
And can I give her 2 mojo for that too?
And then you're getting 2 mojo on that.
Oh yeah. The holy act is
Holy act.
20 plus 3. But what am I trying to hit for the 20? D20?
As high as you can.
It was an 18.
18. Okay.
And then yeah, plus 3. And then the 30 is
Plus the 2 mojo. You got 2 mojo.
oh well.
So 23 altogether?
But I made it, so now I have to see what the result is, right?
Actually, this will count as the result. So you got a 23 total.
23.
So then, Balthazar, you would get a plus D4 bonus to all attacks, damage rolls, saving throws, skill checks, and spell checks that last. This lasts for 1 turn. So this will carry you through the entire combat. It's a 10-minute duration. So
Bless.
that's a good bless.
I'm gonna stay where I am right now, just behind the thing, because I think people are kind of around me still.
Yeah. The only ones that are up are RC and Ringo have moved up closer to the castle.
Can I move there in my next turn? In one turn?
Yeah,
If I want to. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
You could move there now if you wanted.
Oh, I'm gonna stay here.
You just stay, okay. I just wanted to make sure.
I'll stay here
I
now.
wanted to make sure you understood it was an option for you to do it now. So okay, guards are up next. The one guard who's in the smoke bomb is basically going to take his turn to climb down out of the tower, and he's inside like the courtyard area. That's his turn. So those are keeping score. There's 2 guards inside the courtyard area currently. The other guy that is up top is going to attempt to chuck his spear down at RC. And will miss. So spear comes clanging down. Not even close. Like it's goes past you like 20 feet or so. And then that will bring us up to Balthazar.
Perfect. All right, so I'm going to a shout out to RC. RC, you ready to get supercharged, man? Yeah. So I'm going to cast Supercharge on him, and what that looks like is it's, and I'm reading this verbatim, it says, Arcane Lightning. An Arcane Lightning Strike transforms target into an even more badass version of themselves. So, let me see here.
Please let this work.
I'm going to roll the D20, plus I got that extra D4 on that.
You should spend all of our mojo on this.
Yeah, all 0 of it.
Yep.
It's going to be good so far.
Now, just to be clear, RC is currently like a tiger-looking guy, right? That's like charging forward. Like it's still active.
Lions, like at a gate. Like Aslan is attacking the castle right now.
So I got a 22, which is the one I was really wanting to
Nice.
get. So what you get, okay? You get the Supercharge X, which you get 1 extra dice on your attack rolls, and a +2 on your damage rolls, other action die rolls, and saving throws for 1d4 plus my level of rounds, which is 5 rounds. In addition, the subject gains a +5 movement rate for the duration of the spell.
That was like a chain spell lightning because I like hit you and then you hit him.
Yeah.
So like I'm figuring like I was kind of looking a little Tony the Tigerish at this point. I've like hulked out like Shere Khan, except in like the biker jacket, and on the back like the actual motorcycle can be seen, wheels spinning, flames coming out the back, and like, yep.
Awesome. So yeah, so crowd is just erupts in applause, like they haven't seen anything like this ever in the Memphis Crawl. So this is definitely going in the highlight reel. Riley's up next.
All right, Riley is going to run up to the base of the. There's a big wall, right, that we're trying to get across.
Yep.
He's going to pull out his rope and his grapple, and he's going to try and throw it up to the top of the wall so we can get over top.
Sounds good. Do you want to start climbing, or are you just setting that up for others?
I think I'll set it up for others.
Okay.
Now, where are you setting it? Because I'm on the side that there's nobody shooting, and the other side has a guy shooting.
Right beside RC.
Okay. So right over the portcullis, right in the middle.
Right in the middle. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
And just so you know, RC, you're not an actual lion. You can climb. You see yourself as yourself.
No, I don't. You might think
okay.
I see myself as the giant badass tiger right now.
You're looking at the monitor.
Yep.
Looking at the monitor.
No monitors.
I told you this was gonna last forever.
Oh, I had a beaker perfectly stuck on my face. I don't know if anyone saw that. Nicely done. So, anything else from Riley? Just getting ready, like setting that up for everybody to climb over.
I assumed that was my action.
Okay, RC, it is your turn.
How high was this wall over the portcullis?
15 feet.
Awesome. I have a 15-foot climb naturally. With 5 extra feet, I get plenty of time. I am going up this wall like nobody's business, up and over and down. And in my imagination, the tiger is now pulling out a 2-handed sword and basically doing a link drop where I've got the sword with like my feet on the little grip and just coming down on one of these guys.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so that's where I'm going with this one. Please don't betray me, dice. The dice say...
Remember, you get to roll an extra dice on your attack.
Oh, so...
Yeah, you have a bonus die on that.
I have a bonus die on that. I'm already at an 18, so I think I'm probably okay. I didn't land my deed, but I will do 10, 12 points of damage when I land.
Right on top of him, shatters him to bits, just like a piece of antique vase or something. Just shatters and pieces go flying all across the courtyard.
And I'm gonna come up and just like absolutely like bare throat to him, like go for it, and see if this guard is willing to take a swing.
He will.
Is that
Crit.
a crit?
It's a crit. What has he got? D6. Table 1. That is a 5. Solid strike to the torso. An extra D6 with this strike.
Whoa.
That's going to be a big whopping 11 points of damage.
That does hurt. But I'm still standing. And now I get to try and hit him. And so...
And I think
punch.
you still have...
Yeah, so I'm starting with a 17, so the extra bit helps, pushes that higher. And then I will get 9, 10 points of damage on that swing.
Same effect. These things seem to be pretty fragile as you strike into the next one, smashes them to smithereens.
And I'm gonna just like with the 5 feet or so more that I've got left, just start heading towards where the printer is. Like eyeing that up. Am I supposed to mess up this expensive machinery, or are we just supposed to stop it somehow? But
and the queen is like up above, like, I'm up here. Please rescue me, if you could. And you move over to the 3D printer. It just completes like another one as you like walk over to it. So now there's basically, we've got one injured one up in the tower that Riley had hurt earlier, I believe, and then we've got one fresh one in the courtyard.
Got it.
And that brings us up to Ringo's turn.
Right. Well, I'm gonna throw my own grappling hook up and try to climb this tower to get an elevated view.
Sounds good. You've got a climb sheer surfaces bonus. You could do that.
Does the grappling add anything to that? Grappling?
It'll lower the DC a bit.
Okay. That is a 15 total.
Okay, so you needed a 12 with the grappling hook. Okay, so you're good. You get up and over.
Okay, great. So yeah, then when I get up there, I want to look around, and I'd like to do a danger sense check.
Sounds good.
See if there's any other threats, and that is a 14, which would reveal or make me aware of creatures using simple concealment, for example, hiding around a corner.
All right. You do not see anything other than potentially unprinted things that might
Okay.
come out. But
Cool.
no hiding, guys. And then that will bring us to Miss Q.
So I want to go forwards. I don't know how I can climb. I don't see anything about climbing on my
Yeah,
stuff.
it would just be like a strength check or something like that. But you were still by the barrier, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I want to get up there.
Yeah, so on this turn you can get up to the wall.
Okay. Can I try to can I try to trying to think of what, can I try to use my sling to shoot through the portcullis and hit the thing that's around there?
You can. It'll be a little bit of a trickier, threading the needle kind of thing to do it that way. Or you do have one guard that's up on a tower that is not undercover.
Oh, okay. Let me try to hit him then.
Okay.
I'll try to hit him.
The easier target?
Yeah, the easier target. All right, so I rolled a 16 on that.
Okay.
And then
that's gonna hit.
Okay, cool. And then I got a 3 + 1, so a 4.
4. All right. And this is a sling that you're chucking a stone up there. Hits right into the chest of this Roman guard construct, and it shatters.
Nice.
Nicely done. On the inside in the courtyard, we just have one guard who's going to try to take a stabby stab at RC. And what does RC look? What kind of a tiger are we looking at?
I think he looks like Shere Khan. So he's the big tiger like from Tailspin, except he's got kind of the biker jacket on.
Is he looking hurt, or is he still looking pretty?
I think he just looks like badass hurt. Like he looks like, yeah, he's got a little like blood trickling down, but it like looks good on him.
A 14 to hit.
Misses by 1.
Misses by 1. So that will bring us down to Balthazar.
All right, so I'm going to spend my movement to get up to the wall. And can I see into the courtyard?
You're not. You haven't climbed up yet, right?
Yeah, no. So I would be at the base. Is there anything I could see through to look in?
You can see through the portcullis.
Okay, I want to try to. Can I see the printer from there?
You can.
Okay. Then I want to try to fire my blaster at the printer. And if there's like a power button, I want to aim for the power button.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, so fire the blaster. Roll the d20 plus the d4. I have gotten a 21 every time I've rolled this blaster.
Nicely done.
That is a master blaster.
Yeah, and it is, where'd it go? 1d8 of, I'm going to do fire this time. Where'd the d8 go? 5.
5 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You can see that arc of flame goes right through the portcullis. The magic kind of sends it right where it needs to go, and it strikes into like the metal chassis, body of this thing. And you can see a scorch mark there. It looks like it even kind of punched maybe a little bit of a hole into it, but it is still operating. So looks like this thing is huge. So it would probably take quite a little bit more oomph to fully deactivate it. But you have started on that journey. So some sparks are flying. Riley is up next.
Riley is going to drop his pants, expose his pimply little ass at the one that's in front of RC. And he's going to call out to it. thou arrogant, open-arsed scullion, and he's going to try and jinx it. We did this wrong the first time. It gets a will save
Oh.
against my spell check.
No, I did it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. So 18.
Nice.
You expose yourself, and it just is like, even this like construct is like, ah, holds its hand out. Yeah.
And
what is the net effect of that?
-2 on next attack,
Okay.
-2 on their next saving throw. Target drops one item held, determined randomly if multiple
Okay.
items,
They'll drop its spear.
and it doesn't have magical armor, I'm assuming.
No.
So it's non-magical armor malfunctions, -1 AC until repaired.
Sounds good. RC, it is your turn.
So RC is going to go for the printer. So he's going to go big swing at the printer, aiming for that hole that was just opened up. So precision shot for the D die, aiming for that little gap that's been opened. Two-handed sword on the printer. Go. That is going to miss pretty badly. Probably 8 to hit.
Does he still get the extra? Because the spell says he
no, I
has
do,
it for 5
Sorry.
turns, right?
Hang on. Yeah, I get that again. What was it another attack die? So advantage effectively?
What does a bonus die do mechanically?
It says for this where'd it go? It was the oh, that is the wrong one. Sorry. It says Supercharge X caster. Caster or ally gains a +1 D, so a +1 die on attack rolls,
Yeah.
and then a +2 on damage rolls.
A +1 D, so I should have rolled a
Out of
D20.
That's how I would interpret that. Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, let me add my little boosty boost there. That would have made that a 12 to hit. Good.
Final answer.
Let's throw some luck at it because I would really like to hit this thing. Let's throw 4 points of luck at it.
Okay, that'll hit.
And that will do some amount of damage. Uh, 1d3 equals not a lot of damage. That will only do 5 points of damage there.
Okay, little bit more damage on the printer arm.
And then he will try and bait the spearless guard into an attack for his reckless attack.
Okay, I think if you moved up to the printer, probably you're not near him anymore.
Okay, no problem. Then I'm near the printer, and that'll be it.
And he wouldn't see you anyway because he's
He's blinded by the light.
So, printer prints another guard. So there are 2 guards now. There's the blinded one, or the not exactly blinded one, but the distracted one, and then the fresh one. Ringo, it is your turn.
Right. I'm up on this tower looking down. I'm not seeing threats other than the obvious ones. What I'd like to do is find a dramatic and exciting way to get on the gibbet to release the queen.
Sure. Yeah, basically it's being held up by a rope that looks like it's tied down to like a little like pin down on the ground level.
So from up where I am, up on this tower, can I throw my grappling hook to like connect to it and like slide down the rope onto the gibbet?
Yeah.
I wanna look rad.
Make that How about luck check? Let's just use the luck
Got
check.
it. I have rolled under my luck.
Okay. So you managed to pull this off. You swing, Tarzan swing over there, get right to where the mechanism is.
And is that my round?
It is not too much effort to just pull this pin and release the cage.
Yeah, I will do that.
So you do that. The cage comes down. The doorway opens, and the queen comes out and just extends her hand, and she says, "Well done. You have rescued me. Thank you. Here's a platonic handshake."
Well, that's that settled then.
And there's an air horn that's like firing off, and DJ Cudgel comes out over the screen. All the soldiers like cease attacking, and they start applauding. And it's like, well done. The crowd's erupting into a cheer. You have passed yet another one of the challenges, and managed to successfully rescue the queen, which is one of the prime objectives that'll get you the bonus points. You can see the scoreboard racking up your total. And there is a door in the arena, like in the arena wall barricade, that opens up, and that seems to be your progression or your way forward.
Do we need to go back and look for the jester?
Can we? I don't know if like the doors work both ways. Can we go back?
You could. You absolutely could.
RC's just like staggering over towards Miss Q, like, I got my arm again.
I'm still on the other side of the. Can I?
Yeah, he's just like leaning up again, like there's a giant tiger just like leaned up against the portcullis, like they got
Sticking his
my
numb arm through the portcullis.
All right, can I fix them then? You guys
Could you
decide if
take
we're
the
going
thorn
backwards.
out of my paw?
Yeah, you can heal him up a bit.
Is an 18, and then you're a D14.
D14s.
Oh, is it two? Is it two? Was that a roll an 18?
I don't know.
You roll.
How do I know
What did
that?
you roll?
An 18.
18. So 2 dice.
2. Okay, cool.
Nice.
So, oh no! Wait a minute. Okay, 7, 10, 17.
I like it. She always heals me on the first dice. The other one's just bonus.
Oh, nice.
Hey guys, what did that letter say we got at the beginning about the fool? Does anybody, you still got that? What was that?
I think it said something's bugging the fool or something akin to that.
Oh, and isn't a fool also a name for a jester?
Yeah. Well, I think we're on something there.
I've heard it both ways.
So we got to go deal with a bunch more
Yeah,
insects.
probably in the bitey hole. Yeah.
All right.
So you're gonna go return back to the ant room.
What did you hear in the hole?
Right. Well, in the blackness is a lot of like chittery teeth and things, like lots of biting.
Well, so we went through the door with the tiger, and it brought us into this arena. And there was no tiger in the arena. Right?
Well, yes, there was.
There was.
We had the tiger.
There was a lion.
Oh, yeah.
The only tiger is the one we brought with us.
So could the jester be in the trap door?
Oh, I haven't thought of that.
Do you hear anything in the trap door? It's like not 1,000.
I'll get down and put my ear next to the door there,
Like 1,000 little teeth
next to
chittering.
the hollow space.
It's kind of you definitely hear a noise. It's like gnashing of
What?
teeth.
That sounds kind of like a tiger.
If we'd like drill a hole through the door and look down rather than open it.
I think you can try that, but I'll be afraid that it would collapse and then we'd have to deal with a tiger.
Oh, well, I thought the jester was in with the bugs, which was in with the
Is
black.
there any guarantee that the Jester's not a tiger?
No.
Like, what if we get in there and there's like a tiger wearing a funny hat with bells on it?
We still have to
Maybe.
save it. That's part of the.
Then we have to save a tiger.
Well, uh, but the black hole on the wall with the jittery bits in it,
That sounds like lots of bugs.
right? But if we just like, I got a flashlight. If we just point the flashlight at the black hole, does it make it not a black hole anymore?
What if we just shouted, "Hey, Jester, are you in there?
Hey, Jester, are you in there?
Y'all got any jesters in there?"
Mm, mm.
Ah.
Well, that sounds like a no.
That's not very funny. Well,
I think we do need to look in there.
probably do. It's good we thought of this, because my first instinct was to throw some fire in there and just burn the bugs, and that would have burned the
Well, Jester's fireproof.
Oh.
Now, I heard that one time. I think they are. I'm pretty sure they are.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think
So,
that's
like,
true either.
Where are the holes located? Can we like get up to see in or down or like?
It's just like it's like an opening, like you could step right through. It's like a port, like a doorway sized hole.
So he'll pick up one of the feelers or like the legs that are still around from the ant centurions and like put that through and just like tap around inside there.
Like tapping around on the floor and such.
Yeah, just like it, you know, is a giant scythe going to come down? Like it's not the expertise trap detecting of our dedicated trap finder. It's just the here's some meat. Are there any bugs in here?
Make a reflex saving throw.
Oh, okay.
And while he's doing that, can I cast Hocus Pocus?
I want to resolve the reflex save first.
Okay.
18 if I do not still have my bonuses from Supercharge. A little bit higher if I have my bonuses from Supercharge.
Okay. So you reach in with like a piece of giant ant leg, tapping around, and pretty quickly, like you're starting to see like this whole swarm of like insects. It looks like a couple dozen ants are crawling up the sides of it, and like almost like quickly getting to your hand, but you like release the arm and drop it before these like nasty. And there's like kind of like a stream of them starting to come out of the hole, and are like roaming around on the floor. Kind of this whole hive of them is starting to like move into the room where you guys are.
Maybe fire hitting these each with a sword is just like individually picking off ants.
Bugs don't like smoke, right? I'm gonna drop a smoke bomb in them.
Okay, I'll say no check really needed for this. You just like throw the smoke bomb and it kind of rolls along the floor. You guys kind of move out of the way. You can see that like the hive is kind of like dispersing, like no longer in kind of a uniform kind of feel towards you, but just kind of dispersing to the edges of the room.
Wow, I didn't think that would work.
Can I ready an action? Is that a thing in this one? In this game?
Not really. What are you thinking?
I just kind of wanted to, like, as soon as I walk in, like, shoot my blaster with fire at any leftover ants in the room if they're not close to the guy.
Okay, you want to move? You want to step through that opening and go into the room?
Yeah. Are we ready? We think we're ready, right? And as I act like I asked before I get an answer, I pop in.
You hop in, and like immediately, like the darkness, like the darkening of the portal is just a barrier to sight. As soon as you step in, you can see like from the ceiling in this room, the jester, like it's some dude is dressed up in a fool's cap. He's bound and gagged, and he's like all tied up and just like hanging from his ankles from the ceiling. And as you're moving in, there's like this whole place. It's like a really nasty, like gas station bathroom or something that is only accessible by the exterior. Like there's just bugs clinging to the walls, the floor, the ceiling. There must be some kind of protections around the jester because they don't seem to be bothering him. But that's like the only thing in the room that isn't covered by these insects. So you step in. You're gonna cast a spell, right?
Yeah, my blaster kind of fire. You know, it's kind of like torch.
Sure. Fire it off. Let's see.
13. That's not great. Not great. Not a 21. That is not a 21. So 13. Okay, 1d4 damage. But it does not give me the chance to choose fire, cold, or stun.
Okay.
So I don't know what kind of damage it would be.
Is my blessing result like still on him for? You said it was like 5 rounds or something.
That would no longer be in play.
Okay.
2 damage. I kill 1 ant.
Yeah, like a little section of ants get kind of obliterated, but now they're starting to crawl up you, and you take a point of damage as they swarm onto you.
I don't have any more smoke bombs.
Oh, I do. And he'll take off a smoke bomb and just like point it at Balthazar and just like.
Let's have Balthazar make a luck check.
That's just a 20-sided dice plus my luck, right?
On this particular roll, what you want to do is you want to roll low. So you want to roll under your luck score.
Okay. A natural 20.
Natural 20. So, unfortunately, it doesn't seem to have exactly the effect that Ringo's did. Maybe it's because they got a taste, and this is a special breed of ant. I don't know. It's some kind of like Louisiana death ant or something like that. They specially imported in here, and so it's got the taste for flesh, and they're sticking on, and they're biting. You take another point of damage.
I'm not in initiative, right? I can make like just free act, like an
Sure.
active.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to take my short sword, like cut the string that's holding the gesture, lets him fall, because in my mind I'm like, well, he's not affected, and then I'm bouncing, and then I'm gonna stop, drop, and roll when I get out.
Sure. Sounds good. And you know, no problem. You can do that. And as soon as you do that, he drops down to the floor, and he's still squirming around. Now the ants are like biting at him. He's like, "No, you gotta carry him out."
I grab him and just drag.
Give me a strength check.
All right.
Because Eddie is a big boy.
I got the opposite one of the last roll.
Oh no. So now you can just see like Balthazar and the jester are just getting like obliterated by like all these ants are just like biting into them. They're like, ah, ah! What are the rest of you doing?
We should do something, right? That's kind of.
I think we should have rescued a tiger.
That would have made more sense. Balthazar, you rolled a nat 1,
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did. So you get
so
a.
we get a mojo.
Get a mojo.
All right, I'll run in and grab them. You figure out how to get the ants off me by the time I get out.
All right. Give me a strength check, RC.
Sure, RC will run in and try and do a strength.
Mojo. He gets mojo.
Get a
Definitely
mojo? Yep.
Where am I at here? Mojo, train, strength. Is that rolling? 10.
10. All right.
And yep.
So you go and grab the jester. The jester or Balthazar?
I figure Balthazar can walk, so if I'm
Okay,
dragging the
okay.
jester, Balthazar can walk, right?
So, yep. I think, and from there, you know, you bring him back into the room. you can stop, drop, and roll and like crush these ants. They're not going to take you down to 0 hit points. But you manage to unmask the jester, and AVS screen lights back up, and we see DJ Cudgel, who says, "For rescuing the jester, PCs, you win 500 gold pieces, a year's supply of Penelope's Choice personal care products, and 6 magical potions of healing." Big cheer from the crowd. Congratulations, and good luck with the rest of the dungeon. And from there, I think that we're probably, given the time, we'll call it a wrap there. So you managed, well done. You managed to get 2 of the 2 of the objectives that you needed to complete. The next area that you'd go into would be a break room, where you have a little bit of time to down some sports drink and take a little respite and recover some of your hit points and such. But yeah, we will call it to an ending there. So hope you guys had fun. A little taste of the upcoming XCrawl classics. What'd you guys think?
I thought it was a lot of fun.
I love it because I felt like all the dice rolls were naturally higher. Like I feel like this system is set up for higher rolls.
Yeah, especially when you get like all the mojo rolling, and you're adding all those bonuses. You're adding in your spell burn or your luck burn, or yeah, you could start to really add in a lot of multiplier effects. And I just want to say real quick, welcome in the Grouch Couch. Thanks for the raid. Give you guys a shout out. Hope you guys are having a good stream. We're just wrapping up actually, but we were playing some XCrawl classics. This is a sort of like a variant on Dungeon Crawl classics. There is a Kickstarter that is running currently. I'll pop the link into the chat for that. Now go and check it out. Really cool, kind of. I don't know. It's almost like dungeon crawling meets WWE, where it's dungeon crawling for sport and entertainment. So these are like dungeon crawl teams that are on pay-per-view, fighting through very contrived dungeon scenarios for
like the Running Man RPG.
Yeah, pretty much. That's Brendan had named that as one of the influences. So thanks for coming in.
I think that the pacing was interesting. I mean, we had to do a lot of just thinking about what the dice roll needed to be, but the pacing of the action was really fun. Just to not really have to think too far in advance, at least at this point. And I also thought it was interesting how some of the like spell that I was able to cast, and then the blaster was able to like sort of pass that on to something like. It was interesting. I think that kind of magic was playing off of each other well, like even with like the gnome and and things like that. So more so than I feel like at least in my experience that's happened like in D&D. So
basically we buffed the barbarian.
Yep.
Yeah, that was cool.
I do also like the being able to think about it from like how the audience is seeing it and having camera effects, so that like even if only one player did the cool thing, the other characters do legitimately have a reason to know about it because they're seeing it played back on a jumbotron. So you get a little bit more, I just did a cool thing alone, the other characters will never really believe this, but at the other time in this one it's like, yeah, no, there's a highlight reel or there's a blooper reel depending on whether you've got a gnome.
It's really fun to think about how you want to present things with the idea that there's a massive audience.
Mm-hmm.
So like I got to do the Errol Flynn slide down a rope to do the rescue because there's 5,000 people watching.
Yeah, there's a reason to do the zanier things that would be suboptimal,
right?
As an adventurer. Here there's like no, go big,
Does the system have anything built in where players benefit from that kind of thing? Is
Yeah.
that where the fame comes in?
That's where the fame comes in. So the fame basically is like a percentage chance that your characters would get recognized, like just on the street, is one of the things. So there's like a whole component, I think, to like campaign play where it would be like your life outside of like your life as a celebrity, sort of, you know. You could play out all of that. In this, is it this adventure or one of the others I was reading? Well, in one of them, there's like a chart where like if you get to a certain point in the dungeon, your fame score, you would make like a roll, and then depending on how much fame you've accumulated, you might get like a better perk in like your break room, like in your little locker in like the middle part of an adventure. There might be
You
like,
take out all the green M&Ms.
I
yeah,
was literally thinking that.
Well, they were all
100%.
used up in the green room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all gone already.
Except for the red light. There's that one red light. That was the only non-green thing.
Beak. Yeah, that's cool. That was a lot of fun.
Well, thanks guys for giving it a try and doing a little demo. Of course, we only have part of the rules, so there's some things that may be a little clunky and whatnot, and just in general, kind of learning the system. But you know, in due order, when the Kickstarter is all done and that gets fulfilled, we'll have the full rules and all the modules, and they also have like a magazine zine that was going to be coming out on a I think a quarterly basis to like add stuff to the rules, add things like little adventure scenarios and those types of things. So it's going to be a very supported system, and the whole idea of it lends itself really well, I think, to streaming. So you know, if anybody out there thought it looked like a lot of fun and wants to try it, there's going to be like plenty of opportunities on 20 sides to give that a try. So definitely come and see us in our Discord. I'd post the link, I guess, but I think it's broken right now. If I've got someone out there that has like the link that was posted earlier, go ahead and throw it in the chat. I'll have to get that fixed. But with that, I think we're just going to call it a night and say thanks for hanging out, and thanks for the raid, the Grouch Couch. Appreciate that. We'll pass the love on here. And let's go and see Jarl of Goats. We'll go and read them. So thanks everyone. Have a good night, and we will see you all soon.